Today. Thank you again, Greg, for having the opportunity to put it on your platform. And we're always on the Neil Haley Show. And my guest today is Kerry Frances. She's going to talk about Netflix, Wake Up Dead Man, and Knives Out Mystery. Thanks, Kerry, for stopping by. And you know what? I watched the movie. I enjoyed it. I'm a huge Knives Out fan. And I'm sure when you were asked to audition, you were just blown away, right?
Actually, no, I was not asked to audition. I am very lucky that this role, along with my original role in Knives Out, they were both written for me and offered directly. So that freaks you out even more. That's even more exciting.
Okay, so I didn't know that. So Forgive me about that.
No,
so you were in the original Knives Out as well.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I play Sally in Knives Out, so I'm Frank Oz's assistant, and that was the first role Rian wrote and gave to me directly. I still remember that conversation because I actually did not know who Frank Oz was, which was now, obviously, that's hysterical to me that who doesn't know who Frank Oz is. But that made Rian laugh hysterically and made me laugh hysterically, and Frank has become a dear friend who I treasure. And then, then we did Poker Face together. So the pilot of Poker Face, that was also given to me directly. And then Knives Out, the third one, Wake Up Dead Man. Yes, Tammy, the Morgue girl, she was given to me also. So yeah, the dream, right? As an actor, for someone who's been auditioning my entire life, to find a writer-director that not only is so talented, but radically believes in me and gives me these opportunities. It's mind-blowing and incredible.
Okay, so when you first got the opportunity for Knives Out, you didn't know this franchise would be this large, right?
No way. I had no idea. I don't think anyone could have anticipated the way the first movie came out and everyone just lost their minds. Seeing it in theaters a few times and getting to go to so many screenings and events and surprise showing up at movies. It was such a special, incredible time. And I think that especially because now things are a lot different in terms of theatrical releases and how much time you get in theaters and the way people are now a little bit more dependent on streaming. That was 2019 it came out. So it doesn't feel that long ago, but in terms of the industry, it's definitely been a completely different time. But yeah, that was an incredible experience for my very first movie. Most people go do a student film, a low budget something, and I'm out here.
That was your very first movie? Oh my gosh. Wow.
My very first movie. Yeah. So it was really someone trusting me and throwing me in the deep end, which I treasure.
Okay. And so your role was a different role than the third movie?
Yeah, they're different girls. I made a little game in my head to see when I was doing Tammy's backstory. Could I make it that Sally really burnt out and threw away her law career, changed her name, moved to upstate New York and said, I'm working in a morgue. I don't want to talk to anybody. Yeah, I do see that world where she did that, but technically they're different parts.
Okay, got it. Now, what do you think after looking at the franchise, and then we'll talk about the latest film, just makes it so people so into it?
I think it's the writing, right? I feel like a lot of times people who are making the decisions at the highest level dumb down what they can really understand and enjoy. And I feel like we love really smart, great writing. Like we don't have to write and create shows for people who aren't paying attention or scrolling on their phones. People want and yearn for incredible scripts and really great writing, and we should give the people that for sure. So I think that off the bat. And then I think just because the casts are big, there's always this ensemble cast that you fall in love with, and odds are you're going to love one of them at least, and maybe your best friend really loves someone else, and maybe your niece loves, and so everyone has someone in the cast they can look to and say, wait, I love that actor. I've got to see this movie. And I think that's what draws you in. But then the writing and the acting is really what keeps you there.
No, I agree with you. The writing and the acting keeps you going. I think that everyone loves murder mystery. It's such a popular genre. Holy cow.
Yeah.
And I think also having a detective who really acts like he has no clue and then he's just so smart. That's what I love about it, right? You're thinking, you forget about it every time. The next movie, you forget about what he does, right? Yes. You forget that, he's going to act stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So unassuming.
Why?
I don't know, but I think that it's a really smart way to create a character because then we don't see him coming. In that first movie, you just saw this guy walk in and he's just saying random things and he seems crazy. And we felt like that family being like, who is this guy and why is he here? I think by this third one, we understand Benoit a little more. He shows himself a little more each movie.
But he changes. He was in this third movie, without giving it away, he really did change. He grew up in certain aspects. I don't know if he grew up or he just really was able to really work us in so many ways. And we didn't think he would show up either. That's the other part. That was the surprise because it did go a little bit deeper into the film before he showed up.
It was like 40 minutes, 42 minutes. Yeah, something like that, which is, again, really crazy to have your lead actor, who this whole franchise is about, not show up for 40 minutes. That's a risk, but I think it paid off.
You have an all-star cast too. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
You talk about it.
Yeah, really incredible. I did not know really anything about Josh O'Connor outside of seeing him in Challengers before I got to set. And Rian had said, you guys are going to love each other. You guys are so similar. There's something very, like when I met him, I thought of you. And it actually turns out we have the same birthday. We had a lot of similarities, Josh and I. And so we really hit it off. But Glenn Close, come on. Glenn Close is a legend. She was so warm. She was so inviting to me. She kept our conversation going. She had her sweet little dog, Pip, with her at all times, which I'm going to go meet the dog no matter where I am. So that was inviting. And yeah, just the rest of the cast, I think Kerry Washington is a powerhouse. Obviously, Josh Brolin kills in this role. He's incredible in it. Daniel Craig is so warm and inviting to me as well. He 100% remembered me and gave me a huge hug when I walked in. I just saw his arms open and I thought, okay, we are so back.
Awesome. And just give the storyline and people need to go to Netflix, but I don't like ever giving up away any pieces of the film, even because it cracks me up when I do these NBC tours and they tell me, oh, we're going to tell you what happened in season 1, Zen. I'm like, no, you guys got to learn the streaming and the film game. It's no longer that people go tune in their television. We always come back.
Yes. Yeah, we always come back. Yeah. So Wake Up Dead Man follows Benoit Blanc to his next mystery, which unfolds in upstate New York at a church where Father Judd has been accused of killing the reigning monsieur at the parish, and he's got to prove his innocence. And that takes us on a wild journey to chase down who really was the killer.
And it really, every one of these films, such unbelievable locations, so much, and such good storylines for people to look at and say who done it. And it just brings me back to Clue. Every time they have these, they bring me back to Clue. I don't know if you're ever a Clue fan. Am I dating
huge.
Okay.
Huge. Yeah, I love that movie so much. I grew up watching that movie. And my dream is to do a remake where I would play Mrs. White, where she's got the flames coming out my ears. That's such an iconic character. I would love to play her.
All right. So what other projects do you have going on? You got the opportunity to tell us.
Oh my gosh, we've got so much going on. My first ever short right now is on the film festival circuit. It just won me Best Actor at our East Coast premiere. Out of the entire festival, there was one acting award and I won the Best Actor, which is incredible.
Congrats.
Thank you. I wrote it, I directed it, I produced it, I star in it. We premiered at the Oscar qualifying Holly Shorts here, playing closing night. It's really blown open that side of my career with writing and producing and directing. So I am in a bevy of meetings for my scripts right now. I've got 5 features and 2 pilots that we are shopping and have interest in. And then on the acting side and the singing side, I had another movie come out this fall, a rom-com called Us and Ourselves. And it's a sweet little story, which winds up being about my surprise wedding. And I also got to place a song in it, Neil, which is so fun. So I placed a little single in that, which is available right now on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube and anywhere you listen to music. And then I've got a Christmas single that it's also out. So we had a lot of fun with that with the Christmas season. And then I'm just reading scripts and I'm meeting with people and I'm actually meeting with agents and managers. I don't have a talent agent or a talent manager and I'm in these big blockbuster TV and movies. So I'm starting to meet with them, but the rest of my team is incredible. And I can't wait to see who the missing pieces are.
It's coming. And that's the exciting thing. And it's about relationships, being on the set. I don't know what everyone's talking about. Are we creating less stuff or is we just have too many options?
I think we have too many options and not enough episodes. That's really my thought on it, is that we have too many shows, but they're 6 to 8 episodes. We don't get enough time with the characters.
And then limited series. What the heck's that?
Oh my God. And then you fall in love with them, like Mayor of Easttown. I want more of Mayor of Easttown. Still think about it, but it was a limited series. And when are we going to get Kate Winslet's time available to do that? And yeah, my dream is to go back to the days of the WB, CW, 22, 24 episodes a season, something like The West Wing. I would just love. And those are the types of projects that I'm working on and creating. And not only is my writing being compared to someone like an Aaron Sorkin, which blows my mind. Yesterday it was compared to Nora Ephron. And I don't know if I could think of a better compliment.
No, so what I'm going to say to you is this. Do you think episodic television's dead?
I don't think episodic.
Episodic, like where you have a different storyline each time plus a big storyline.
I don't think it's dead. I think we're going to see a big resurgence, not only of that, but also of the sitcom. I think after...
We need sitcoms. We need a big time.
Yeah.
I'll go and binge watch Modern Family. I'll go and binge watch all these shows. I'm like, why don't we have that anymore?
Exactly. And also it really brings families and communities together, to be honest with you. Like I can think about growing up with TGIF and Friday Night.
Blackish, Goldberg. Just thinking of different...
New Girl, iconic, right? Yeah. And we would get those 7, 8, a Modern Family, what is there, 11 seasons? Yeah. We would really grow up and live with these characters. I do think we're going to get that because I think sitcoms always follow when there is a government or economic depression. And I feel like obviously there's things going on right now that we're seeing recession indicators.
So you don't see sitcoms then, or you see them during that time?
I think you see them near the end and on the other side. It's a bit of a, hey, let's laugh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, that's my theory.
Seems like you're a historian, so you're more want to be a writer, it sounds like. A creator.
No, I very much am an actor and a singer first and foremost, and my heart lives for those things. But I'm a storyteller, right? So at the end of the day, as long as I'm telling stories, whether that's me in a meeting for a feature as the actor and the writer, right? What I am is a business-minded opportunist storyteller, right? So I'm going to write the projects that I want to see made. And then ideally, I'm going to have a role in all of them so that in between jobs from other people and these incredible offers I get from Rian and all of these relationships I have, I'm also creating my own work, which I think people will really love. I think I understand the mind of the American viewer.
All right. So here's the last question that my co-host asks that he's not here. And if you would go back to all of these questions, it's such a deep question with all the stars we've interviewed. And this is from Greg Hanna of Toss C3. It's, Kerry, tell me, what's the most important thing in life you've ever learned?
The most important thing in life that I have ever learned is that you've got to be on your own team. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to fight for yourself, and you also have to show up for yourself. And usually that means doing the work you want to avoid, like digging into past pain or trauma, getting that therapist, going to do somatic therapy, finding out what workout you need, giving yourself that foundation every single day so you can show up as your best self. And then you'll be your best cheerleader. And that's how you make your dreams come true.
I love it. Thanks again. Best place people could check out Knives Out is Netflix. And check you out and go back and find you on the first one. And
absolutely.
That I didn't know that point, and I apologize in not knowing that. But
totally.
Such great story. Thanks again for stopping by and appreciate it.
Thanks, Neil, for having me.
All right, you're listening and watching The Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.